Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dre back with another episode of Dre's State of Mind. Now, just wanted to say what's up to everybody. Hope everybody's Valentine's Day went swimmingly and accordingly, and everybody got their romance on. Well, my Valentine's Day was excellent. Spent it with my fiance, uh, and we went to Cheesecake Factory, and yeah, we had a wonderful time. Nice dinner, and then we came back home and just enjoyed each other's company and fell asleep like some old people. So yeah, that's all I can really say about that, man. Like, but we enjoyed each other's company, and it was wonderful. So, and that was pretty much 2 days after my team won. My team lost the Super Bowl. Anybody knows me knows I'm a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan, and yeah, man, that one hurt. It definitely hurt, but I guess can't win them all. We're officially 1-3 in the Super Bowl now, and it's 5 days removed since the Super Bowl lost, and just let it. But it's already been fully digested by myself. I keep seeing some, you know, fellow Eagles fans on social media and stuff like that, like, oh, if it was this, it was that, and something happened, and I'm like, yo, whatever. Like, it wasn't like one particular play that lost the Super Bowl for us. It was a collective. It was a collective effort. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just try to look at things rationally, and pretty much, Jalen Hurts, like he played his ass off. Like that boy balled. He balled his ass off. He scored 3 rushing touchdowns, threw 1 touchdown. Um, yeah, like I mean, at the end of the day, like he deserved that MVP. Like he balled, but then again, Mahomes, he deserved MVP for the winning side too. Even though his stats wasn't as gaudy as Jalen Hurts' stats was. He only threw for like 187 or something like that, but he came through when his team needed him to, and pretty much our defense in the second half, like they was pretty much a no show. They got beat by the same play on opposite sides. The motion receiver really threw them off. On the first joint, like there was 2 defenders that actually went with Travis Kelsey, and I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Mahomes snaps the ball and fucking I forgot who it was. Was in the end zone. It wasn't Juju, was it? Nah, I can't remember. I just know the second one was Sky Moore. The second one was Sky Moore. A lot of people was like, "Oh, well, the field was terrible and blah blah blah." Like, yeah, both sides of the team, well, both teams were slipping on the field. Yes, I saw that, and but it was just came down to mental mistakes that our defense made, even the offense. On the same drive in the second half, like we had like 2 or 3 delay of games, and the last delay of game, like to avoid that, um, we spent a timeout that actually came back and bit us in the ass in the end of the game. So it's little things like that that cost your team a game over the course of a game. But it is what it is. Chiefs, they made their second half um, adjustments. They won the game. So hats off to them, and hopefully the Eagles come back, you know, better in 2023. It's just some things that they got to figure out in the off season. Like both coordinators were pretty much they found head coaching jobs. Shane Steichen, he ended up in Indianapolis as their head coach, and then Jonathan Gannon, he went to Arizona, ironically where the Super Bowl was. He ended up as their head coach. So you know, um, I'm kind of glad that Jonathan Gannon is off the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, because within his 2 years as defensive coordinator, that man made no second half adjustments whatsoever. And there was like the majority of the games that we won, especially this season, it we ended up like holding on at the end and winning the game and shit like that. Like just because we actually had like the pure talent to overcome dumbass coaching. So Shane Steichen, uh, he really got on my nerves in the second half of the Super Bowl because pretty much we were actually controlling the time of the clock, time of possession. It was like 21 minutes and some seconds that we had. Kansas City only had the ball for like 9 seconds. I meant to say 9 seconds for 9 minutes in the first half, and all of a sudden, like you just want to get pass crazy and pass happy in the second half and abandon the run. Like, what the fuck were you doing? So yeah, take your dumb ass back to Indianapolis. Oh well, take your dumb ass to Indianapolis. Um, you can stay right over there too. Uh, that's all I can really think of. So pretty much, rumor is that Brian Johnson is pretty much going to be the offensive coordinator to take Shane Steichen's place, which I approve. Brian Johnson was actually a good collegiate quarterback at the University of Utah. I'm familiar with his game. And also, I've been hearing that he's a brilliant offensive mind, young offensive talent coming up, and he's close with Jalen Hurts. So it makes sense to, promote him as the offensive coordinator and, assist in his ascension. And I'm pretty sure like him and Hurts are going to cook up some shit that's going to be even better. Now, on the defensive coordinator side, I was hoping that they would get Lovey Smith. I'm hearing that and reading that they're actually they want to get Vance Johnson, which is not that bad either because his defenses are pretty good. I think he was. I think when he finally got a head coaching job, I think I'm sorry, it's Vance Joseph. I believe Vance Joseph was the coach of I think the Chargers when they were still in San Diego. Looking at his Wikipedia right now. Yeah, he was a player for like 2 years, and then he just went into coaching. So pretty much, he was a defensive back. As a coach, he was the Denver Broncos head coach. I know it was the AFC West team. You know what? The other black dude was the Chargers coach. I forgot what his name is, but he got fired too. So after his stint as the head coach of the Denver Broncos from 2017 to 2018, he was actually he was the defensive coordinator for like the past 3 years of the Arizona Cardinals. Their defense, well, Arizona like they got hit with like the injury bug for like the past few years. So, but usually his defenses are pretty good. So I wouldn't be too mad at getting him, but I would prefer Lovey Smith because Lovey Smith, he was a successful head coach at with the Chicago Bears. He was like the first coach I've seen in a while that got fired after a 10-6 season. I'm like, fam, like how the fuck do you get fired after going 10-6? I mean, I know your team didn't make the playoffs that year, but there was like 3 10-win seasons. But 10-3 win 10 no shit 3 10-win teams in that division at that particular point in time. The Bears were just the odd team out. So yeah, I would prefer Lovey Smith, but we'll see how it turns out. Now Jalen Hurts is he's available for a contract extension, I believe, next year. So like the pressing need for free agency this season, this off season is going to be like Chauncey Gardner Johnson. Try to keep him at safety. I'm trying to think. Javon Hargrave. More than likely, it wouldn't surprise me that we're going to bid farewell to Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, long stays, but you know how this business goes, and pretty much like they're getting older, so you want to get younger at those positions. Fletcher Cox is like 33, I believe. Brandon Graham is probably like 34, 35, something like that, because I think he's like a few years older than Fletcher Cox. Javon Hargrave, um, he will be a good presence inside, to keep him in the interior line. Like, then I guess like if you bid farewell to Fletcher Cox, then definitely Jordan Davis is going to get some more snaps, but definitely want to keep a rotation around that defensive line just to keep them fresh. And yeah, so pretty much the notable um, free agents for the Eagles. There is Fletcher Cox, as stated, Robert Quinn, which I don't expect them to bring him back. That was just like a midseason trade from the Bears to like try to bolster that pass rush as they made a Super Bowl run. Javon Hargrave, Chauncey Gardner Johnson, and yeah, Kaiser White. I think T.J. Edwards. I think Boston Scott. Like there's a few, so we might actually have to bid farewell to some fan favorites and stuff like that. But if we do bid farewell to T.J. Edwards, then N'Kobe Dean will probably step in and finally get his shot at middle linebacker. And I'm waiting because that man was a beast. He was a beast in college. So I just want to see what he does in the NFL. As he's fast. He's fast as shit as a linebacker. So, and once they unleash him and let him go, I got a feeling that he's going to be a beast. So, yeah. I'm excited for the 2023 season. I'm just bummed that we got to wait until like September, well August. You know what I'm saying, to like training camp and all that shit, and then hope that your key players, get out of training camp healthy and everything like that. So it sucks. So you don't want to lose anybody in training camp and everything like that. Oh yeah, also Miles Sanders is a free agent as well. So, um, a lot of people are trying to draft his replacement with Bijan Robinson at Texas. Yeah, he's a beast, but I don't know if Howie's going to go, for a running back in at any point in the first round because we have 2 first-round picks. So it's like, what team do you know went to a Super Bowl? We lost the Super Bowl, but we still have a top 10 pick, and then we still have our own pick. So we got the 10th and I believe the 30, I believe it's 32 picks, but it's 31 because the Dolphins forfeited their pick because they did some bullshit. So they got punished. So yeah. And then also, just looking back, so the Eagles and the Vikings trade conditions for Jalen Reagor. So trying to see how that's going to play out for us. So it says when the Philadelphia Eagles announced the trade of Jalen Reagor to the Minnesota Vikings back in August before the start of the 2022 NFL regular season, they published that they had received a 7th-round pick in 2023 and a conditional 4th-round pick in 2024, which could change to a 5th-round pick if certain statistical marks are not met. So pretty much it'll just be a 7th-round pick for this season, and then it could either be a 5th-round pick, no 4th-round pick in 2024, or it could change to a 5th-round pick. So pretty much the statistical benchmarks are now known. Per source, the 5th-round pick will become a 4th-round pick if Reagor achieves any of these following benchmarks in either 2022 or 2023: 40 receptions, 500 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns. So in 2022, Jalen Reagor had 8 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. So he did not reach those benchmarks. So it looks like, I mean, if he trends the same way that he did like next year, like if he puts up the same numbers that he put up this year, then it's going to be a 5th-round pick. But if he actually improves his numbers next year, then it's going to be a 4th-round pick. So stop being a bum. Stop being a bum, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Yo. So yeah, man, like Aaron Rodgers is pretty much on his bullshit. His bullshit like during the off season. So, apparently he's going on a darkness retreat, whatever the fuck that is. Probably go in the desert, go eat some mushrooms and shit, and then just ponder what he wants to do with the rest of his career. But I guess there's some quarterbacks that's waiting for this dude to like finish doing what the fuck he's doing, and stop wasting people's time and just be like, yo, are you going back to Green Bay? Do you want to trade, or are you retiring? Because other people needed to figure out what they're doing. You feel me? Like Derek Carr. Like the Jets are trying to wait, I guess, to see if they could trade for Aaron Rodgers, but they're also trying to keep an eye on Derek Carr as well to see if they can get Derek Carr just in case they can't get Aaron Rodgers. Which I would probably go with Derek Carr in the first place just because he's younger, and you could probably like get a few more years out of him as a bridge quarterback, and then depending on how he plays like the next couple years, decide whether or not. But you're gonna have to replace him anyway, really, because I think he's like 30 or 33, something like that. Let me see how old Derek Carr is right real quick. I believe he is. Actually, hold up. Let me look at Derek Carr age. How old is this motherfucker? So looking at okay, he's 31. So yeah, eventually you're gonna have to probably replace him, but depending on how good he plays or whatever, because quarterbacks are playing older. They're playing into like their latter years now. So, but yeah, I think he would definitely be an improvement on what the quarterback situation is with the Jets nowadays. So, yeah, he'll be a vast improvement. Trying to think of what other quarterbacks. The Raiders, his former team, they gotta prioritize like bringing back Josh Jacobs because he was pretty much like the whole goddamn offense. Besides him and like Devontae Adams, possibly get another receiver to go with Devontae Adams. Mac Hollins actually had a pretty good season this year. Um, do you actually go out and draft a quarterback if you're the Raiders, or do you have faith? Do you have enough faith in Jarrett Stidham to be like, okay, like he could be our guy going forward? Yeah, he had a good like 3 or 4 games, at the end of the season. He's 26 years old, but the thing is, with the NFL, they're going to have tape on him, so defenses are going to be more prepared for him, in the next season. The upcoming season, they're going to have tape on him. They're going to have game plans. They're going to see what he does good, and they're going to try to take that away from him. Now, speaking of that, the San Francisco 49ers, it's going to be interesting to see what they do as well because, one, they have like 2 quarterbacks that could possibly be their quarterbacks of the future, but you really don't know. So you've seen a larger sample size with the fuck is that man's name? I forgot his name already. Mr. Irrelevant. The fuck is his name? Brock Purdy. How can I forget this motherfucker's name? With Brock Purdy. All right, so you have a bigger sample size of what Brock Purdy can do with that current offense. With Brock Purdy, Debo Samuel, and CMC, Christian McCaffrey. I still think the 49ers are probably like a consistent second wide receiver away from actually getting back to the Super Bowl because their other guy, I forgot what the fuck his name is. I'll just be forgetting players' names. The little short dude, he's not consistent enough for me. So I think like they're another big play receiver away from getting back to the Super Bowl. Their defense is pretty good, but they lost D'Amico Ryans, which is that's a huge hit. So, we're going to see what their defense looks like without D'Amico Ryans because he went to Houston. And he's going to be their head coach. So he's got a hell of a job, a rebuild job in front of him. And then, the Houston Texans gave him a 5-year contract. Let's see how much of that contract, if he's going to actually see the whole contract or if they're going to fire him within like the first 2 or 3 years or something like that. Because you know what they do with black coaches in the NFL. So yeah, man, there's a lot of interesting things that's going to be going on in the NFL pretty much during this off season, and the NFL draft is in 2 months. So, yeah, so we're just going to see what's going on with that. In the NBA, they just went to the All Star break, and my Sixers is currently sitting in the third spot in the Eastern Conference. So pretty much, we're just trying to see how the rest of this season goes because once the season resumes, there's 25 games left in the season. Um, so pretty much, I don't even know if Joel Embiid is going to play in the All Star game. If he just wants to rest or whatever. He wasn't an All Star starter, which is like a fucking head scratcher to me this year. So I was like, who the fuck is like the starting five? I didn't even really pay attention. But yeah, so tonight, I don't even know what the fuck the festivities are. I gotta work this weekend anyway, so more than likely I probably ain't gonna watch this shit. I think like this. Oh, okay. So tonight is the Rising Stars semifinal. The fuck. So it's the Rising Stars. I guess it's semifinal. So you have Team Pal. I guess Team Pal Gasol versus Team Darren Williams, and then Team Joakim Noah versus Team Jason. I'm assuming Jason Kidd, and then the winner of those plays in the final, which is fucking stupid. Um, on so that's tonight. On Saturday, I believe they have like the skills events or some shit like that, and then Sundays like the All Star game or whatever. So yeah, they just be doing stupid shit with the NBA All Star game now. Kind of like how the NFL did some stupid shit with the Pro Bowl this year. Like motherfuckers really had like a flag football game. I'm like, yo, just get rid of this shit, dog. Like motherfuckers is having like skill competitions and fucking like cap it off with a flag football like flag football game. Like just get rid of this shit. Like just name people to the Pro Bowl. That's like that's their All Star nod and everything like that. And then like just cut ties. Like just get rid of that shit and have them be like all pros and Pro Bowl selections and blah 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 and all this and that. And that's it. Just leave it alone because the shit is just getting stupider and stupider like every fucking year. So in the Eastern Conference of the NBA, the Boston Celtics are actually a half a game ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks, who are actually on a 10-game winning streak right now. Actually, a 12-game winning streak. I'm sorry, I disrespected the winning streak. So they're on a 12-game winning streak. Like the Bucks is balling, they're playing out of their minds. So number one is the Celtics. Number two is the Bucks. Number three is my Sixers, who are currently on a 4-game winning streak. The Cleveland Cavaliers, who the Sixers just beat the other night. They're the fourth seed. The Brooklyn Nets miraculously are in the fifth seed. The you know going given like their whole situation where motherfuckers has had like a whole upheaval in Brooklyn. So last year, like they got rid of James Harden. They traded him to my Sixers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and someone else. So pretty much this season they just got rid of Kyrie Irving. They sent him to Dallas, team him up with Luca, and then a couple days after they traded Kevin Durant to Phoenix and teamed him up with CP3 and Devin Booker. Now the wild shit was after they traded Kyrie, Brooklyn was telling teams that they're not trading Kevin Durant, and then a few days later they traded this motherfucker. I'm like, you lying sons of bitches. But anyway, all right. So the Brooklyn Nets, like I said, like they are holding on to like the fifth seed, and it's just like miraculous. But it looks like Jacques Vaughn is actually doing a good coaching job over there. Based on the roster that he has now. The roster contains Royce O'Neal. He's a pretty good defender. Mikal Bridges, who he just actually had like a 45-point game the other night. So I'm kind of happy for him that he got out of Phoenix, so he can actually, show his skill set because he's a really good player. Cameron Johnson, who came over with Bridges from the Suns. Ed Sumner, David Duke Jr. The only David Duke that I know of is like the fucking racist dude, but this David Duke is black though. like David Duke, like he was the head of like the KKK and shit, like back in the day. Patty Mills, Drew Smith, Ben Simmons, bum ass. Um, yo, like damn, he's only 26. This boy is ass cheeks, yo, like straight butt cheeks. Like, yo, this is what he's averaging this season. He's supposed to be this generational talent, superstar, blah blah blah, and all this and that. This motherfucker is averaging 6.9 seasons a game. I said 6.9. 6.9 seasons, 6.9 points per game. I'm sorry. 6.3 rebounds per game. Mind you, this motherfucker is 6'10. Like, why are you averaging like not even 7 rebounds a game? And then 6.1 assists. The thing that everybody was like, oh, he's like a passing wizard, blah blah blah. This motherfucker's only averaging 6 fucking points a game, though. I mean, six assists a game. Like, shit is ridiculous. But like in his last 5 seasons, I said last 5 seasons, his last 5 games, against Miami 2 days ago, he put up 2 points, 1 for 2 shooting, 4 defensive rebounds. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Pretty much 2 points and on February 13th against the New York Knicks, he had 2 points, he had 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, 1 block, 2 turnovers. Against the Sixers, his former team, this nigga played 16 minutes, 4 points, 4 points, 2 rebounds. Now he actually had 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Like, this boy is as straight ass cheeks. Against the against the Chicago Bulls on the ninth, played 20 minutes, 8 points. He had 8 rebounds, four assists. His plus minus was -12, yo. Like, you can't tell me that this motherfucker. Like, I don't understand what happened to this dude. He was averaging about like 16, 18 points a game with the Sixers, like his first couple years. It seems like the fucking Atlanta Hawks broke this motherfucker. Like, in the playoffs, they broke this nigga's psyche. This nigga, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this dude, but he has not recovered from that shit. Trey Lance. Trae Young broke this nigga. Like, Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks broke this man's fucking psyche, and he has not recovered since. Like, this nigga is soft as baby shit, my nigga. Like, you might as well just retire from basketball and just go streaming full time. Like, you're part of the fucking I forgot like what fucking gaming clan he's a part of. Like, yo, just go stream full time, my guy. Like, just go stream full time. Like, just walk away from the NBA. I'm pretty sure you'll make some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the brand deals that you'll make streaming as well. Because, like, this shit is ridiculous. Like, you're 6'10", you're fast as fuck, you're strong. Niggas was literally comparing this motherfucker to LeBron James. They were like, oh, if he can get a jump shot, he could be like LeBron James like a few years ago. Now this nigga is a total shell of himself. Like, I don't understand what happened with this dude, but this nigga is fucking baby cheek soft. This nigga's baby shit soft. He's softer than baby puppies, yo. This shit is ridiculous. All right, so I lost train of thought. So they're in the 5th seed. The New York Knicks are in the 6th seed. The Miami Heat are in the 7th seed. The Atlanta Hawks are actually in the 8th seed. And then the Washington Wizards and the Toronto Raptors are in the 9th and 10th seeds, respectively. Top 10 seeds, actually, like, seeds 10 through 7. Like, they have, like, the play-in game now at the end of the season. Then, like, the winners of those games pretty much like determine like the 7th and the 8th seed, I think, like that, something like that. So pretty much, yeah. The Denver Nuggets in the West are the 1 seed. The Memphis Grizzlies are the 2 seed. Sacramento Kings surprisingly are the 3 seed this season. Like, those young boys over there in Sacramento, they're hooping. They're hooping, and it's coming together, and I like to see that. The Los Angeles Clippers with fucking PG, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard in and out the fucking lineup with fucking load management and these niggas being fucking hurt. Holding on to the 4 seed. The new look Phoenix Suns are now in the 5th seed. The Dallas Mavericks are actually in the 6th seed. Yo, niggas really be on like Luka's dick, but like this nigga is like mad. Like, yeah, he puts up numbers, but his team like is just his team is average. So like, if he keeps the shit up, like, I mean, they got Kyrie. Like, none of these niggas play defense in Dallas, so I don't expect them to win the championship this season. If they don't improve their defense in the off season, they're never going to win the championship, and then they're going to waste this whole pairing between Kyrie and Luca, depending on how long that shit lasts. Because Kyrie's known to like just walk away from a team just because he feels like it. Um, the New Orleans Pelicans are in the seventh seed. The Minnesota Timberwolves are in the eighth. Golden State, the defending champs, are 29 and 29. They are in the ninth seed, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Them young boys is actually playing above expectations as well. They're in the 10th seed. So then everybody else is just ass. Well, Utah was in the one seed to start off the season, but then like they just came back to earth, and they're in the 11th seed. Portland Trailblazers with Damian Lillard. That nigga just decided I'm just going to be on a mediocre team for the rest of my career. I understand being loyal, but you ain't going to win shit. He is currently in the 12th seed with the Portland Trailblazers. LeBron James. The NBA's now all-time leading scorer, and the Los Angeles Lakers are 5 games below 500. At 27-32, they are the 13th seed. And damn. San Antonio Spurs. You hate to see the fall of how far Greg Popovich has fallen with his squad, but they definitely are ass. They are 14-45, but they are a game better than the Houston Rockets, who are 13-45. So, but the San Antonio Spurs have actually the longest losing streak in the NBA right now. They have lost 14 straight games. God damn. I never thought I'd see a Greg Popovich led team lose that many games in a row. This nigga might actually fucking retire within like the next year or two if he can't find like the next Tim Duncan or David Robinson or whatever, like a generational talent or a Kawhi Leonard or something. This motherfucker might actually quit. It's be like, yo, I got my 4 rings. Oh, is it 4 or 5? I think he's got 5. No, I got my 5 rings, yo, I'm out. So yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with the sports report right now. And yeah, man. So it's just a lot of things going on, and just wanted to hop on and just say what up. And hope everybody's doing good. So that's going to be it for today, right now. And hopefully I'll be back next week with another episode of Dre State of Mind for y'all. Hope everybody stays good, stays healthy, and everybody have a great weekend. All right? Peace.